Have you ever stopped to realize how many hours of your life are wasted watching what others do, complaining about the world, or distracting yourself with things you have absolutely no control over? The truth is simple, but no one likes to hear it. Wasting energy on things that don't depend on you is literally wasting your own life, minute by minute, energy by energy, and still complaining about it as if it were normal. How many times have you found yourself thinking, "Why does he have this?" Or, "How does she get that?" While your own life flashes before your eyes? The world is full of distractions, other people's opinions, gratuitous drama, sensationalist news, and constant comparisons, all designed to rob you of focus and leave you trapped in the mediocrity of what doesn't matter. But imagine if right now you could turn this around and take complete control of your energy, directing every thought and action toward what truly matters: your growth, your goals, your self-mastery. That's why I'm challenging you now. Stop looking outward, stop blaming, stop complaining, and start looking inward. Do you really want to do this? Then comment "Focus" now if you're ready to stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter and want to learn to live with clarity and purpose without distractions that rob you of your own life. Each comment will be a conscious step toward taking control, and I want to see how many of you are ready for this reality check. Remember, it's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's not about what others are doing. It's about you, your choices, and your ability to direct energy to where it truly matters. So, take a deep breath, type "focus" in the comments, and get ready, because from this moment on, your attention will be your greatest power, and everything you learn here will teach you to set aside the noise and focus on what builds, transforms, and elevates your life. Have you ever noticed how looking at other people's lives seems natural, but it's actually a silent trap that steals your attention and undermines your growth? Every perfect photo on social media, every achievement of someone you admire, every comment about how he did it, or how amazing she is, turns into a comparison you didn't ask for, but that your brain insists on creating. And the more you engage in this, the more anxiety, frustration, and envy grow, feelings that erode the energy you could invest in yourself. The human mind has a natural tendency to measure its worth by the reflection of others. And that's exactly where the danger lies. You start living a life that isn't yours, worrying about other people's standards and forgetting what truly matters. The only competition that truly exists is with yourself, and it's there that all real transformation happens. So before you scroll through another timeline or compare yourself to someone else, stop and reflect. You're measuring your progress by the wrong yardstick. If you've ever caught yourself in this trap, stop thinking about comparison and recognize that you're ready to start changing the way you see your life, because admitting that you've been distracted is the first step to regaining control of your energy. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you open up space for a different kind of freedom, the freedom to focus on what's within your control. Imagine if you could direct every hour, every thought, every action toward improving yourself without being distracted by the success, appearance, or routine of someone you don't even know. Comparison creates a false narrative, an imaginary competition that consumes time, energy, and peace of mind, while you could be building something concrete for your life. Stoicism teaches us that we shouldn't allow external factors to control our happiness or divert us from our goals. Every moment you spend looking at what others have is a moment you stop investing in your own growth, your skills, your projects. So, if you've ever felt that pang of envy or anxiety when you see someone else advance where you haven't yet, comment on comparison and make a commitment to focus solely on your own progress. This creates real engagement and also reinforces a powerful habit, recognizing where you're lost so you can find your way again. The most dangerous thing of all is that comparison masquerades as inspiration. You may think you're motivating yourself by seeing someone else's life, but in practice, the feeling of inadequacy that arises is far greater than any fleeting motivation. And this is where the Stoic key comes in. You have no control over others. You don't control luck, talent, or the opportunities that arise in other people's lives. But you do completely control your choices, your habits, and your daily efforts. All the energy spent envying or imitating could be used to develop your own potential, to overcome your own limitations, to become better than you were yesterday. Every step you take on your own path is more valuable than any comparison with those around you. So I want you to do a simple exercise now. Comment on comparison if you've ever caught yourself distracted, and recognize that true victory lies in competing with yourself in every decision, in every challenge, and in every small daily progress. Because when you internalize this, there is no more room for anxiety or envy, only for action, focus, and real growth. And that is exactly how you transform your life into something no one else can measure. Have you ever noticed how we waste so much energy trying to control things we could never actually control? News, other people's opinions, external circumstances, the weather, even the behavior of those around us. All of this is unstable ground, changing every moment and beyond our control. And yet we insist on worrying, complaining, and suffering over something we have no power to change. Stoicism teaches us something simple yet revolutionary. The only thing you truly control is your own mind, your choices, and your actions. Everything else is beyond your control, and accepting this isn't giving up. It's liberating yourself. Every time you realize you're trying to shape the world to your will instead of shaping yourself, you're wasting energy, losing focus, and distancing yourself from your own life. So, I want you to do a simple exercise right now. Comment control if you're ready to take responsibility for what depends solely on you, and let the rest of the world follow its course without it stealing your peace or your time. When you start focusing solely on what's within your power, something extraordinary happens. Every decision, every action, every thought begins to carry real weight in your life. You stop blaming yourself for unexpected events. You stop getting frustrated with luck or others, and you finally begin to direct your energy toward concrete, achievable results. Controlling your mind means observing your impulses, your emotions, and your reactions without giving in to anger, anxiety, or envy. Controlling your choices means consciously deciding where to invest your time and effort without getting lost in the distractions of the world or comparing yourself to others. Controlling your actions means transforming intention into results, not just wishing or complaining. When you internalize this, there's no longer a feeling of powerlessness, only clarity, focus, and real power over your own life. So, say control right now if you're ready to make this commitment, because this simple gesture is the first step toward transforming theory into practice and awareness into action. The truth is, when you decide to focus only on what's within your control, you discover a freedom most people never experience. Life continues to unfold, of course, full of unexpected events and challenges beyond your control, but your response to them is completely yours. This is where Stoic strength lies. It's not the world that defines your worth, nor what others do or think, but rather your ability to act with clarity, discipline, and purpose. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to exercise control, every difficulty an invitation to strengthen your mind, and every conscious decision a step toward emotional and personal autonomy. So before you get lost complaining about what's beyond your reach, stop, breathe, and think, where can I act now? What really depends on me at this very moment? Comment control if you're ready to transform this philosophy into daily practice. And together we'll build a path where focus and personal responsibility aren't just ideas, but habits that shape a life that's truly free, powerful, and aligned with your goals. Have you ever stopped to think how many minutes of your life are wasted worrying about things you can't control, criticizing others, or envying other people's success? Every second spent on these distractions is a second you'll never get back, one less minute of action. Learning and personal growth. Stoicism teaches us that time is the most precious resource we have because it's limited and irretrievable. While you waste yourself looking at what others have or lamenting what didn't work out, the world keeps moving forward, and the only person truly suffering is you. Imagine if, instead of distracting yourself, you invested every minute in improving yourself, making conscious decisions, and building habits that transform your life. Every instant of useless worry or criticism from others is wasted energy that could have been applied to your own progress. So, I want you to comment on time now, if you're ready to commit to spending your energy only on what truly matters and stop wasting precious minutes of your life. When you begin to realize that every minute has value, the way you approach your choices changes completely. That useless message you decide not to respond to, that unproductive habit you choose to abandon, that negative thought you train yourself to replace with constructive action, all of this begins to matter. Wasting time creates an invisible but profound effect. You begin to feel like life is slipping away without purpose, as if you're always chasing something you never achieve. And believe me, the feeling of frustration and stagnation doesn't come from the world, but from what you do with the time you have. Every minute spent consciously is a building block in the construction of your autonomy, your discipline, and your personal growth. So, if you've realized you've wasted too much energy on distractions, comment on time now and commit to transforming every second into something that creates real value for you. Because recognizing the problem is the first step to changing your relationship with time and, consequently, with life itself. The most powerful thing of all is that when you decide to take responsibility for your time, your life stops being a constant reaction and becomes a deliberate creation. You realize you can't control everything, but you can control how you use each moment, what thoughts you harbor, what actions you take, and how you direct your energy toward what truly matters. Envy, criticism, and worry become noise you learn to filter out, while each conscious choice strengthens your mind, your discipline, and your ability to generate concrete results. Time waits for no one, and life doesn't go back. So the question remains, will you continue wasting minutes on distractions, or will you start investing every second in growth, action, and evolution? Comment time now if you're ready to transform your energy into real results and start living more consciously, enjoying each moment as if it were unique, because ultimately, every wasted minute is a piece of your own life that never returns. And that's precisely why controlling your time is controlling your own existence. Have you ever stopped to truly observe yourself? I don't just mean looking in the mirror or superficially evaluating yourself, but going within yourself, examining your habits, your emotions, your thoughts, and even those weaknesses you prefer to ignore. Stoicism teaches us that the first step to any real transformation is deep self-knowledge. Until you understand how you react to challenges, how your mind gets lost in distractions, or how certain behavior patterns sabotage your own growth, you will continue repeating the same mistakes, feeling powerless, and complaining about the external world. It is only when you decide to look within and face your own reality without filters or excuses that true change begins. And that's exactly why I want you to comment on self-knowledge now, if you're willing to truly observe yourself and start improving from the inside out. Self-observation is not a quick or easy process. It requires discipline, courage, and brutal honesty with yourself. Every habit you identify as unproductive, every emotion you understand that distracts you, from your focus, every automatic reaction you realize is harmful, is an opportunity for transformation. The more you observe yourself, the more you realize that much of human suffering stems from self-ignorance, a lack of control over your own choices, and confusion about what can and cannot be changed. Observing yourself doesn't mean judging or punishing yourself, but understanding, analyzing, and redirecting your energy to build habits, thoughts, and actions that truly drive you. So, comment. Now on self-knowledge, if you're ready to take responsibility for your own mind, because the simple act of recognizing your weaknesses is already a giant step toward your own power and personal freedom. The power of self-observation lies in the fact that it transforms your relationship with everything around you. When you understand your emotions, you stop being a slave to impulses. When you understand your patterns, you stop repeating mistakes. When you understand your weaknesses, you begin to strengthen or work around them. This is how you create emotional autonomy, true discipline, and consistent growth. Every moment you dedicate to looking within is an investment in yourself that no one else can make for you. And when you combine this observation with conscious action, you realize that life ceases to be a game of reactions and becomes a path of strategic, focused, and powerful choices. So, don't put it off. Comment self-knowledge now and commit to making this practice a daily habit, because it's the only way to truly change, build a resilient mind, and live in alignment with your goals and your own evolution. Have you ever noticed how many people spend their entire lives thinking, planning, and reflecting, but rarely turn those ideas into real results? Stoicism teaches us that the mind is powerful, but not sufficient. Knowledge and reflection are tools, not achievements. Without action, even the best plan becomes useless, and all the energy spent on preparation, without execution, ends up wasted. True transformation only happens when you decide to take the first step, however small, and continue acting every day. It is through practice, constant effort, and daily discipline that character is built, resilience developed, and concrete results achieved. Therefore, I want you to make a commitment to yourself right now. Comment action if you will start acting today instead of just planning, and accept that every step counts in your personal development. Taking action doesn't mean moving forward without reflection, but rather transforming intention into results, thoughts into habits, and decisions into practice. Every moment you fail to act out of fear, doubt, or perfectionism, you're wasting opportunities that will never return. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve lies precisely in this commitment to daily action. Small, consistent steps create extraordinary changes over time, while waiting for the perfect moment, or accumulating knowledge without applying it, generates frustration and a sense of powerlessness. When you internalize that action is power, that doing is transformation, you begin to realize that each conscious effort strengthens your discipline, your confidence, and your ability to influence your own life. So say action now, and declare that you're ready to put procrastination aside and start creating concrete results, starting today. Most powerful of all, constant action fuels self-confidence and breaks the cycle of doubt and indecision. When you act, even in the face of challenges, you build momentum. Each effort increases your ability to face greater obstacles. Each decision you make reinforces your autonomy, and each result achieved, no matter how small, validates your potential. Thinking and reflecting remain important, but when thought doesn't translate into action, it loses its effect and becomes mere theory. The Stoic understands that life is measured by what you do, not by what you think about doing. So, before planning again, ask yourself, what can I do now? What practical step can I take today that will bring me closer to my goal? Comment action if you're ready to turn intention into practice, because only by taking action can you create results, strengthen your discipline, and build a life aligned with your goals and your true potential. We've reached the most important point. Life doesn't wait, and every minute lost is a minute you'll never get back. The Stoic understands this deeply. He isn't distracted by criticism, other people's opinions, comparisons, or worries that can't be controlled. He looks inward, understands his own emotions, habits, and limitations, and directs his energy toward what truly matters. It's a constant choice. Waste time on what's beyond your control, or invest in your own growth, discipline, and conscious decisions. And now I ask you, will you continue reacting to external stimuli, letting your energy drain, or will you take control of your life today, this very moment? Reflecting is useful, but acting is essential. Every step you take toward focus and daily action builds something no one can take away from you. Power over your own mind and your own life. If you identify with this, if you feel it's time to make a real decision, like me now, because it's a sign that you're ready to internalize these principles and put them into practice. The strength of Stoicism lies in daily consistency, in consciously choosing where to place your attention and energy. There's no point in accumulating knowledge if you don't put it into practice. There's no point in reflecting on habits if you don't decide to change them. There's no point in planning a better life if you don't take the first steps now. Looking inward, observing your weaknesses, controlling what depends on you, spending time only on what adds value, taking daily action. All of this is the path that separates those who complain about their lives from those who truly build them. External life will continue to offer distractions, challenges, and people who may try to steal your focus, but this doesn't have to affect your trajectory if you take full responsibility for your mind and your actions. If you're ready for this transformation, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because the more people awaken to responsibility for their own energy, the closer they will be to freedom and personal growth. It's time to act, not tomorrow, but now. And to solidify this decision, make a public commitment to yourself. Comment "Focus" if you're ready to stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter and start investing every thought, every habit, and every action in what truly builds your life. Each comment is a reminder that you've chosen not to be hostage to external distractions, but to be the master of your own attention. The Stoic doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He transforms what he has into an opportunity, every challenge into a disciplined workout, and every moment into a learning experience. So, if this video resonated with you, like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and comment "Focus" now to show that you're ready to take responsibility for your energy, your habits, and your life. Because the time to start living consciously, powerfully, and aligned with your goals is right now, and it's up to you to take the first step and never look back.